Thing on record. Share screen.
I do share screen?
No, I was looking to see multiple participants can share simultaneously. All right, cool. Welcome to Hypothetically Speaking. This is your host, Don Thomas, with my co-host, Mr. Marcus Bentley. How you doing today, Marcus? Everything going all right with you?
Blessed, man. As always, blessed.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, today's topic is if you was running for office and you had 5 main targets that you wanted to attack, what would they be? What would they do? And today we have some guests on the show. We're about to bring them in. Give me just a second. And we're gonna talk about that.
So let me get it. So it said, so hypothetically speaking, if you're a politician, what's the 5 things you're gonna talk about? Like,
yeah, what would be the 5 things? The 5 things that your 5 PowerPoints or main points that you were like, hey, this is what I think would improve. This is what I think would improve that. Regardless of what it is, just right. what can be, what would be. We're gonna give them a minute to get logged in. So while we wait on them, I guess we can have some filler questions. Sad news this week. We lost a legend. Young man, Mr. Chad. That was a tough one for a lot of people.
It's terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that he didn't even, like, you know what I'm saying, really put it out there that he's going through cancer, man. It's just, you know, he just fighting through it.
And like I seen so many posts talking about it, like, we never know what people going through, but he never made it. He never made an excuse. He never like, oh, I can't. I mean, I'm sure he may have turned down some roles, but it's like he was still out there going. He was still out there visiting people, and that's heavy. And like I said, I remember people. He was posting pictures and videos, and people making fun of it. And I mean, we do that sometimes. We see a post, a picture, and we don't know what's going on. We have no idea what's going on, and then we make jokes about it. Then later on, you be like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So that's just a reminder, that you never know what people are going through. So before you judge or get mad, or sometimes ask people questions, talk to them, see what they got going on.
Yeah. Actually, that's what happens when you actually care, though. You know, so you got to actually care. Most people, man, they just, you know, they get into relationships, not even like, you know, your partner. I'm talking about this business too. It's transactional, man, instead of actually caring about people. Because think about his friend. I saw this post. I think it was you or somebody else, bro. And it was
what's going on, Miss Alyssa?
Nobody even knew about it.
Hey, this is one of our guests, Miss Alyssa Langdale. She's the general manager at Papa John's in Tilton, Georgia.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna plug that one. I was gonna TCR Pro Clean.
Oh, TCR Pro Clean. Pressure washing, whatever you need. We're gonna get back to you. Let's finish this conversation we was having real quick. Me and Marcus was discussing the fact that your people, a lot of times people in your circle really don't care. We was talking about Mr. Chad that lost his life this week. And people, you know, like pictures he was posting when he was sick, people was making jokes because they don't care. They care about what you can bring to the table, not you as a person or your well-being.
Yeah, but like his friends, this is the point I want to make. I can let her speak. His friends, though, none of them were telling anybody. You see what I'm saying? But they knew, his friends and family knew that. So it was never about, hey, let me go spit this to TMZ real quick and get a $12,000 check for telling what's really going on. No, man, they were actually concerned about him. Like, I think that's huge, that nobody really knew about it other than the people that knew him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially being a celebrity, that's huge to me. That's a big deal.
Yeah, because like you say, for it to been going on as long, all the movies and nothing leaked.
Yeah.
And shout
People
out to the
care about
doctors. Shout out to the doctors and nurses that did their job and followed the rules and
Right.
didn't leak it. Yeah. But
That's big.
okay, I think we can move on from that. Miss Alyssa, welcome to the show. You doing okay
Thanks.
today?
I am. I'm trying to do some DIY stuff, but it ain't working because it's gonna rain.
Got to take the rainy days with the good days. Got to take the good with the bad. What you DIYing over there?
I don't like a table for my dining room. I don't know. It's ugly, and I want to paint it. And I want to paint my table.
Got you. I know some painters if you need. Just holler at me. I know a couple people. So not sure what happened to the other guests, but we're gonna work with what we have right here and right now, and we move forward. All right. So we're gonna start with you, Miss Alyssa. You know the topic. We'll repeat it again. If you was running for, you trying to be the first lady president or the governor or the mayor, city council, whatever, what would be, first of all, what would be your ultimate goal as a person, as a leader? What would it be to improve finances, improve education, or to get to make
education? I would change the way education is funded. I think that's where we need to start.
Okay.
The way education is funded, because right now it's property taxes. Property taxes is how the school systems are funded. Well, if you got a neighborhood and the property value's crap, then the schools in that neighborhood are going to have crap funding.
Okay, cool. I like that. That's solid. So you're saying that your ultimate goal is to improve the education. That's your main goal.
Right, because if we can improve education, then it might take 20 years, but a lot of all the other social problems will work themselves out. But we got to get young minds a true fair education. You can't take inner city schools and compare them to even Tift or Worth County. It's not the same.
That's true. Okay, cool. So we will proceed with your five. We know education is your one, so we're gonna let you speak. What's two? We know education is one. What's two?
In my book, bro, I take notes. No, that wasn't a joke. That's it.
I mean really, that's kind of like that's my biggest thing is, you know, like I said, a lot of the other problems, if we can fix the school system and we can all right, so one's going to be education. Two is going to be, and it's kind of controversial, but I think food stamps and child support and all of that needs to be completely reevaluated. And I think y'all touched on this a little bit, but food stamps, like you said, were never meant to be a long-term crutch. And I think that, like I said, I don't really have an easy fix. Mine's more long-term, and it all goes back to that school system. If we can get every single person a solid education, and not just a solid education as far as, oh, well, you have to go to college to make it. I don't believe that at all. I believe that if you're good at something, then that's what you should pursue. Or if you've got a business mind, go business. But if you've got a teacher mind, go teacher. There needs to, we got to fix that everybody's on the same train track through school. It don't work, because then you lose people. People drop out. This ain't working for me.
I agree 100% with that part, because like you say, you put the school system and it put everybody in the box, but everybody doesn't fit in the same box. So
right. I mean, and even like, and it starts so young. My baby was in kindergarten and she was tested for gifted. Kindergarten, her very first year of school, they already putting you in what box they feel like you belong in. And so if you don't meet all their little boxes in kindergarten, then you're already behind. And that's not right.
I it's a little bit for me with the skill, the trade. I have my own beliefs on why they catered away from that, but that's for another episode. We're not gonna get into that today. Not gonna get into that today, but I will say that at one point they did teach trades and skills in school, but once it started leveling out and everybody was making profits off of their skills, the requirements for skills changed. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like you could be a plumber, and then they were like, oh well, you got to have this kind of education, or you could be a carpenter, but then it's like this and that. I feel like that the finish line moved back when certain people start catching up, and I'm gonna leave that part at that.
I mean, I don't disagree with you on that, though. I mean, I absolutely feel like there's some truth to that. If you don't have the right last name, if you don't know the right people, if you don't, it's what they don't teach you is it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And you hear that growing up, but you really don't understand until you get old enough to be like, yeah, no, so-and-so got that because they know so-and-so.
Yeah. And it's I mixed emotions about it because you see that, and then it's like, that's jacked up. But then you want the same thing for your kids. You want your kids to be able to be connected. So it's
right.
If it was more balanced, I think it wouldn't be a biggest issue. But it's not that balanced. So
yeah, I think my number 2, like, platform, and this is more for the state of Georgia, would be fathers' rights. I think that, I don't know, I can't speak for other states, but I know that in the state of Georgia, if you have a baby out of wedlock and you don't get that baby legitimated, the only right you have is to pay child support.
yeah, unfortunately, I think they did make a few changes, but it's not adequate changes. They made a few changes to that subject, but they didn't make adequate changes.
Right. And just
go ahead. I'm sorry.
As a community, we got to do better about teaching young men really what the consequences of having who they choose to have a baby with, how that can really affect them long term.
Yeah, and females also have to do the same too.
Absolutely.
So you would say, so we're gonna say your 2 is family, improving the family in America, the building better families. Well, you said equal rights, as in parenthood. Equal rights is parenthood. So
right, but I don't. Right. I mean, and just improving families. Well, how do we do that? I don't have the answer, because it's kind of like, I mean, are you hungry?
Ooh.
What'd you eat today?
For me?
Yeah.
Some chicken.
Cool. Where'd you get chicken from?
The house.
Did you buy it or you could? Okay. Well, like, say you want some KFC, since we on chicken. You can get KFC from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Meaning that we got people out the house, away from their families, all the way up until 11 p.m. at night. So how are we going to fix? Like, it's just a cycle that don't stop. Like, I don't get off work sometimes till 9 o'clock. And then when I'm getting home, well, I got to go somewhere and get something to eat because I'm hungry. Like, it don't stop.
You think if they made the cost of living or wages more affordable, where people wouldn't have to put in 40, 50 hours or have multiple incomes in the house, you think that'll help improve the family situation, which ultimately would improve the situation with the country or Georgia? You think if
no, because if we pay, if if somebody flipping burgers at McDonald's gets paid $15 an hour, I'm not paying $9 for a McDonald's hamburger. They're already $7.
Well, what I'm
So
saying is, if cost of living was more affordable, and the mom could stay home, and then the mom, do you think that if more moms or dads, I don't want to sound biased, if
I
more moms
gotcha.
or dads stay home, you think that would improve the family, improve the economy, and also take the crime rate down just a little bit? Not more so the cost of food, but as in leveling out the playing field where somebody can live off for $12 an hour. How you think that would work? How would that affect you?
Yeah, I don't really know. How do you think? Let's get your opinion. Let me ponder on this for a second.
What you think, Bentley?
Man, don't do that. All right, so what I think about the cost of living, I think that if you believe that you have skills that warrant more money than whoever is paying you, I believe you should get another job then. I don't believe the government should force anybody to pay you what you think you're worth. I think you should go get what you think you're worth.
Amen.
Okay.
So I mean, I understand that, having the minimum wage, you probably could raise it, but people think money comes from just anywhere. The fact of the matter is, where do you think that money is going to come from? It's going to come from that particular company. So what do you think that company is going to do? Just like you said before, it's going to raise the prices. Okay, they're going to raise that price, or they're going to have less people working that are going to do more. So, for example, I used to be a manager at Applebee's. When I used to give people raises, and people be like, "Yeah, man, now I'm going to make more money." No, what's going to happen is now instead of you getting 39 hours a week going close to overtime, I'm going to give you 30.
Yeah.
So you end up making the same money even though you're making more per hour. And that's what happened. People don't understand that. It looks good, man. The thing is, there's one of my favorite groups, bro, rapper groups. It's called Little Brother, man. They said, "Do you really want to win or just look good losing?" And what I find out, man, there's a lot of people, they want to look good losing because at least you can say, "Well, I got it," and other people think you got it. And what you should do is say, "You know what? If I am worth more than $7.25 an hour, then I should be able to go to another business and get more than $7.25 an hour. I worked at Kmart before for $7.25. You know what the next job I got paid me?
Probably $10.50.
You know why? Because I said this is what I'm worth. Not that that's all I'm worth is $10.50, but you know what I'm saying? That's just this is my perspective. You know what I'm saying? If you think it's somebody else's job to pay you more, then it's also your job to show them that you worth more than whatever they got. Or just
that boils down back to kind of what Ms. Landale was saying about education. Because if you get out of school and you're forced to go to school, everybody can't afford school. So how does that? But if you teach a trade in high school, in the school system, you can get out of school and work, and you're not forced to try to go to college and try to work a part-time job, and then that may make a few changes, make a few improvements. And back to what you said about the artists, it's a lot of people that want to be celebrities, but they don't want to be successful. They want to look good, but like you say, they don't want actual success. They don't know what success is. They think success is being known, being seen.
Yeah, you want to feel like I
or
got
having $75,000 worth of debt because everything they have is financed.
Exactly. You got a
I know.
brand new Mercedes, bro, and it's like everybody, man, he's doing good, but you're scrambling. It's the same thing I put with that post I had, bro. It was like, dude, you're talking about the newest shoes that you got, and I'm trying to tell you that in your closet, if you would put half of that money into the any investment, I don't care what it is. It can be, hey, let somebody borrow some money at a low interest rate. It don't matter, bro. That would get you somewhere instead of just I gotta look nice for other people around me. That's why I hate the image of stunting, right? You know what that means? that means you're going somewhere where other people are just like you, and you're showing them that I made it. And the thing is if you've made it, why would you be in an area where you have to stunt?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You would
Right.
just go somewhere where everybody else got it.
Yeah.
It's illogical. You see what I'm saying, bro? I've never understood it. And it's like bothers me. It's like you're gonna pull up in a Mercedes Benz in an apartment to show everybody else that, hey, I got it. And they're like, man, I wish I can be like that. So they all do crazy things and try to, and then next thing you know, 10 years down the road, none of your children are in a better position than you were in. It's about the children. I don't care what I'm wearing right now. What I'm wearing right now costs me about $50, bro, altogether. I don't care. What I do know is that my son is going to be in a better position than I was in. That's all that matters to me.
If you get a chance, y'all go listen to Noah's Barkley, Neighbors.
That's fire. I always like them.
All right. So, Mr. Bentley, so you got a number 3, Miss Alyssa? No?
No.
You know? All right.
No.
Well.
Not unless we talk about Tata, then I just want to pay my water bill with my debit card. That's all.
We'll try to talk to somebody about that. We'll send this video to the to Tata's
City Hall.
City Hall. Do Tata have a City Hall?
Yeah, we have a mayor at City Hall.
Everybody
It's open. It's closed on Wednesdays, and it's open till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They don't open till 9. So if you work, you SOL.
We'll talk to him. We'll give him a call. Well, we want to thank you for your input. And stay tuned. And you got information for the business?
For the what?
For pressure washing, Langdale.
Oh yeah, need your house cleaned, or if you got a restaurant, we do hood cleanings, house washing, concrete, whatever you need.
Okay, cool. You got the number?
I'm sure. 229-520-9081.
All right, we'll appreciate it. Thank you. We'll have you back on someday.
I like it.
Will you though? Will you?
Yeah, we will. We got you.
I'm just playing.
No. Wait a minute. Don't worry. Before you go, you said education. You said we need to reevaluate the government assistance and father's rights. That's what you said, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And when I say reevaluate public assistance, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think there's a lot of people that need just a little helping hand, that just need, maybe they made bad decisions when they were 20 and now they're 30 and they're trying to get right. Maybe I get it. I think that where the problem lies is we need to look at what can be done differently. How do we not just look at numbers on a piece of paper and determine if someone's eligible or not? I think there's a lot of food stamp fraud that goes on. You might have, boyfriend, girlfriend, and a couple kids in the house, but boyfriend ain't nowhere on the paper. There's a lot of stuff that we need to figure out. And if boyfriend's in the house and they still need the help, then we need to figure out why. Not just, no, you can't have them no more, but maybe we needed to have some kind of financial education in the school system to actually teach people how to manage their money. Because there's not anything. When you get out of school and you're 18 years old and say you want to go to college and mom ain't helping you, and then you got to get a couple student loans, and well, then what? Like we really need to fix just financial education is a huge factor for a lot of people. I'm 30 years old, and it wasn't until about the last 5 years that I really started to understand exactly what credit is, exactly how it works. How am I going to buy a house? How am I going, I don't want to finance this car at 27% interest. That's ridiculous. You're not getting $9,000 from me to drive your car. Like it took me a long time, and I'm not from I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand. If your parents aren't financially savvy, you grow up and you don't know nothing about that. You don't.
Right, and what I can tell you is that when your children turn, I think it's 16 or 17. Hold on, I'm coming back. When your children turn either 16 or 17, you can go ahead and put them on your credit card. You can go ahead and make them an authorized user and start building their credit then. So then where they're 18, they're not starting out at zero. They're starting out at, they've got 2 years of established credit. They've got, like, you can do a lot. Just like you said, it goes back to putting your kids in a better situation than you were in when you were young.
Yeah, that's what it should be. Right. My bad. I just wanted to ask.
No, you good.
No, you good. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff that just people don't know. Like, they just don't know.
And the people that do know, who are in a position to help, they hoard that information as if, like, I don't get it.
I don't either. And I don't, you say it's that they hoard that information, but I don't know if they really do hoard it or if people just don't want to listen to it. I don't need this.
I think it's both. I think it's both.
Right.
You might be right, yeah.
I mean, it might be people are more worried about showing off and showing and being flashy with the things they have, that they may not even realize exactly what's going on, but then they are almost looked at as role models. And I don't mean to, like, I'm not going to, like, pick on rappers necessarily, but that's a big deal though. Like, you got rappers showing off and stuff, and I think y'all even said it last week that there's not anybody for young kids to look up to except those rappers. Well, they got the Bentleys and they got, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
We understand completely. I promise you we do. Like you said, it's hard to find role models that, but that boils down to our community doing better.
Right. I mean, when I was in school, they always wanted you to write these papers about who is your role model. Who is your role model? I didn't know. Like, I didn't have anybody to look up to. I don't know, the president, whoever. I think it was Clinton at the time. I don't know. Like, what is a role model? I mean, just kind of having to figure it out. And I know a lot of people like to think that this is a black or white issue, and it's really not. It's a poor versus rich issue. And so wherever you fall into that category, that's the side you need to be on, and get rich or die trying.
I like
it.
But you gotta do it the right way. There's a process to everything, and it starts with you. You got to have that hustle mentality. You got to have that. There's a lot of stuff I don't know, and I want to learn, and not just be complacent. Not just be. I mean, I'd love a 9-to-5. I'd love for my husband to have a 9-to-5. But us working a 9-to-5 don't get us any farther than we are right now. It don't allow us to leave our kids something one day. It don't allow us to have a nest egg to be able to retire with.
Exactly.
True. Thank you very much. But all right, we will see you later.
All right.
And we're going to
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it,
man.
No problem. Like I said, we'll see you again later. We are going to take a short break, and we will be back with y'all in a few.
Bye, guys.
All right.